Good afternoon from beautiful downtown Morelia,
Howdy.
which is where we currently live. And while living here, apparently Paulette has developed a Texas accent. But, you know, stranger things have happened. So we're here. We're going to answer some questions that we've received from our YouTube viewers, as well as some questions that we received from Facebook. So hang on, there's a lot of them, but we'll answer them concisely.
Okay, one of the questions that we're going to answer, number one, is have we thought about moving to Oaxaca City? Mark, you want to answer that one?
Sure. Yes, we have. Well, we're probably at least going to go visit it and check it out. Our concern possibly is the pollution there from what we've read online, but we're going to go check it out and see what it's like and see if it's livable for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we have asthma or anything like that. Like my voice today, my voice goes in and out all the time because I had half my thyroid removed, and just, you know, pick whatever day, and it may sound good, it may sound like this. So, and I'm not a smoker.
Yeah, with her voice, it's all a crapshoot from day to day.
Yeah.
Our next question is Mexico City a possibility of places to live? Paulette, take it away.
I don't think so. I think there's other places that are on our list. Mexico City would be fine to visit. You know, I mean, I hear a lot of good things about Mexico City. It's huge. There's so many different, what do you call them? Like colonies or whatever? What do they call that?
Colonias.
Colonias within Mexico City, like a lot of different areas. So I don't know. I mean, we would probably, actually, we were going to go there for several days, but then this quarantine hit, so weren't able to do it. But yeah, we would go back and visit for several days and do some video on it.
Right, and we realize that each one of these colonias has their own sort of different flavor and different style. So, I mean, we can't definitely rule out Mexico City until we really check it out.
True.
First.
True.
Several people have asked what border crossing that we used to cross into Mexico, and we went through Nogales.
Yeah, another question was, where did we move from? We moved from Sacramento, California. And so when we came through the border, we went through, what did we do? We went through Nevada, right?
Yeah, went through Reno, Nevada
to Vegas.
Down to Vegas, and then
across Arizona.
Into Arizona.
And then we crossed there.
Which was a very easy crossing, by the way. However, that was in November that we crossed, so things might be different now.
Yeah, maybe.
A couple of viewers have asked what was the name of the INAPAM card that we had mentioned in one of our videos. And that is, in fact, the name, the INAPAM card. It's the senior discount card.
They asked the senior discount card.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm old and make mistakes.
Okay, so yeah, so the senior card is the INAPAM card. And you only have to get that, I believe, once, and it's good for life. For life,
yeah. And it's you get it from the government here, and it's free. And you get discounts on several stores and sometimes buses and airlines.
The buses are the big one. They only allow like maybe 4 seats or something on the bus, and if those 4 seats are already taken and you want that same bus at that same time, then you won't be able to use your INAPAM card.
Right. You can still get on, you just have to pay the regular fare.
Right, unless you want to wait for the next bus or whatever, and then you could get your INAPAM card, or if you want to book, you know, a week in advance or something like that. Another question is tipping part of Mexico's culture? And yes, it is. Anything you want to say about the tipping part?
Yeah, not in all cases though. They don't. Taxi drivers don't typically expect a tip, but you tip in restaurants, and here at the self-service, well, they're not really self-service gas station because you don't have the option to fill your own gas. You do tip the gas station attendant. We received a few questions on health insurance, asking if we have it, and yes, we do. There is a free insurance called INSABI that is available in most but not all Mexican states. However, that is not available in Michoacan as of yet. However, we did purchase the IMSS insurance, which is basically like the Social Security insurance here. People who worked a lifetime here and paid into it don't have to pay, but because we did not work a lifetime in Mexico, we did have to pay, but it was pretty reasonable. It was only, at the time, about $530 a piece US for 1 year's coverage. In addition, we bought some private insurance, and that ran us about $154 each for 1 year, and that was through Victoria, which is a local hospital here in Morelia.
Right, and included with that $154 US, you get 1 yearly physical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's blood work, and like for me it'd be like a PAP or something like that. So that's included in the price too. And that's the one that I went to when we did the video on the medical.
Yeah, right, on our first medical
Yeah, and that
experience
didn't
video.
cost us one dime.
Yeah.
So another question that you guys were asking was, how much are we paying for our apartment? And if you saw the video on our apartment, you know what it looks like. It's about 1,500 square feet. And we pay 15,000 pesos, which when we first moved in, the value was different then. So we were paying like $795. Now that the peso has changed, the currency, we're paying about $330 a month. So,
We're paying about $630 a
oh,
month,
sorry, yeah. That's
which
what I meant.
includes utilities and the internet.
For our next questions, there's kind of like two that are about the same. Do you use a mail forwarding service, and do you have or do you need any type of mail forwarding service? Was wondering about mail service in Mexico, and have you heard that it is sometimes slow? You want to start that one, honey?
Yes,
Okay.
I will, honey bunch.
Cheers.
We
Of oats.
use a mail service that's located in South Dakota. It's called America's Mailbox. And basically they store the mail there for us. They gave us a permanent physical address. So when we moved from California, they gave us a permanent physical address there. So we actually use them as our mail forwarding service.
And it's not real cheap.
Now, yeah, it's kind of expensive, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
It was about $300 and something
yeah, and
for
then
the year.
And then we had a bunch of stuff mailed to us, and that ran us about $100.
Wasn't it like 80?
No, it was 104.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
80's even too high.
yeah,
But they sent us a bunch of crap. It was probably an envelope about that thick.
yeah.
But still, that's nuts.
Mhm.
And now we have to use it again because his card stopped working, and we tried to get them to send his card to us in Mexico, and they only sent it to your address that's on file, which is our South Dakota address.
Yeah.
So now we have to have our mail forwarded again. We'll let you know how much that one's going to cost.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so what else about the mail forwarding? Let me see it, sorry. Okay, so Kevin said, okay, so do you have or do you need any type of mail forwarding? So we've answered that one. Was wondering about the mail service in Mexico. Mail service in Mexico, if you use like DHL or FedEx.
It's pretty reliable. We've gotten packages here through them, through both DHL and FedEx, and that's pretty reliable. We hear that the Mexican mail service, well, the mail Mexican is a whole other story, but the Mexican mail service is hit and miss.
Unreliable, yeah.
Yeah.
You may get your stuff, you may never see your stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the story on that.
The next question comes to us from Cam Beck, who is one of our YouTube subscribers, and they ask, what service did we have, cell phone service did we have when we came here? We started out with T-Mobile. We had that for about 5 or 6 months. They started to send us messages like they were going to cut us off because we were spending too much time here. So at that point, we cut them off and went with Telcel. Now Telcel runs us about, it's 500 pesos a month each. So depending on the exchange factor, That's maybe $20 or $25 a month each, or unlimited calling, and a high data limit.
And then what were you paying with our T-Mobile?
Our T-Mobile was running us $70 a month.
We got the senior rate for both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so our next question is from Evelyn. She wants to know about pollution in Morelia other than from the paper mill stench that we are very highly bothered by. I would probably say no. Sometimes there is some burning, but I think it's from fires, and sometimes you'll have to close your windows because of the burning. You could smell that in the air, and I don't think that's good to suck in your lungs myself. Okay, so another question is, do we collect Social Security? If so, do we have it deposited into a U.S. bank or a Mexican bank? Nope, we don't collect yet. I will be 61, so I'll have another like year and 3 months or something to go. And so I'm a cougar compared to Mark. He's 6 months younger than I am. So no, we don't collect the Social Security yet. We're just living off of Mark's pension each month. And I don't have a pension. Okay, so the next question is from Cindy. And she wants to know do you need a bank account in a Mexican bank? You can. We chose not to. We chose to do Charles Schwab. We did that before we left the United States on setting that up. And it works out really well. They reimburse us. What fee is it that they reimburse us?
They reimburse us our foreign transaction fees.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And then there's another little small fee that we don't get reimbursed for. But that's what happens when you use the ATM. That's how that works. But yeah, you can either have an account or not have an account. It's totally up to you. We just use our United States accounts in our Charles Schwab card to pull money from.
And another helpful hint is that when you're at the ATM, do not accept, you have to accept the conversion rate, but there's a question after that where they ask you basically if you want them to calculate the conversion rate. Do not accept that.
We didn't know that for the longest time, and so we were taking on that additional fee.
Right, and it was about $10.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. So then we just say no every time that we.
Right, because you can get your online statement, and that will tell on our Schwab account. That tells us what the conversion rate was.
And with Schwab, it's really cool because after you use any kind of or any transaction that you do on Charles Schwab, we set it up so we get notified every single time. So that's pretty cool too.
So the next question comes from our friend James C. in Tampa, Florida, and he asks, can they send us birthday cards, and what are our birthdays here? So the answer, well, our birthdays here, of course, are the same as in the United States. The answer is yes, Jim. You can send us birthday cards. And if you want to send like $100 cash, we also take major credit cards. Now, you could just send us your card in the mail, certified, of course. And our birthdays are actually, mine is December 30th, Paulette's is July 15th.
Okay, so our next question is from Darren and Alfie.
Effie.
Huh?
Effie.
Alfie. E-F-F-I-E.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, Darren says, are there any areas in Morelia that's dangerous at all, like trouble gangs? Mexico is always unfairly reporting a huge cartel war. We of course have not ran into that. We haven't done a whole lot of traveling, but I think that things are overly rated on what the news says in the United States about Mexico myself. Yeah, are there cartels? Yeah. Are there cartels in the United States? Yeah. But you just don't hear about them like you do in Mexico. That's my opinion. And Modesto is a really bad area as far as cartels and drug deals that go down. That's in the United States. So, and then the other part that Alfie was asking is the news always seems to portray Mexico as a dangerous place, whereas you guys seem to be really nice. Have you experienced any issues? Again, no, we have not experienced any issues at all anywhere. And I mean, and there's been times that we've gone to a restaurant at night that we weren't familiar with the area, and we've walked back 10:30 at night, no issues at all. So we have not seen that at all, and maybe we're just not in those areas. I don't know, but for us, not an issue.
Let us know what you would like us to talk about on our next video by leaving a comment on our YouTube channel or a comment on our Facebook page. And also, if you have any other questions that you'd like us to answer, or at least try to answer, leave those comments below too.